So right here in the corner of the parking lot is two crosses. One must have been a baby or a 2-year-old because it says 2019 to 2021. That is very sad. So we're here at the trailhead for the AT. Route 40 is out there in the fog, and then you can also hear traffic noise from Route 70, which is around the corner up here. We're just out for a day hike today. So we're just here for a little day hike with the kids. We're going to walk out to the Annapolis Rocks and back, and it's a little chilly this morning, but I think it'll warm up once we get to hiking. So if there's a lot of traffic noise in the background, it's because we're almost up to I-70 and the bridge that goes across it.
Want to hear a joke? Because I got a good joke that you guys would not understand. So, there's a man who likes to drink pop, all kinds of pop, but he never drank root beer in his life. Why? Because root beer has tree roots in it. Good joke that you guys would not understand. Want to hear a third joke? Well, let me tell you. Got a third joke that I can tell you. What comes 0 times a day, twice a week, and once a year? It's the letter E. So, want to hear the third joke? Well, that's the right one. So, if a rooster was sitting on the top of a roof and it laid an egg, which way would the egg roll? It wouldn't roll anywhere because roosters don't lay eggs. Want to hear a fourth joke? Well, I got a fourth one. So, there were 2 men and a barrel full of water. One person said that the barrel's more than half full. The other one said it's less than half full. How could they figure out if it's less full or more full than half? Without using any tools. They tipped the barrel onto the rim, and if the water was still touching the bottom, then it was more than half full. If it was not touching the bottom, then it was less than half full.
That married 57 women. None died, and he was never divorced, yet he was the most admired man in town. How come?
I don't know.
He was the preacher.
Nice. So 2 years ago, my sister and I did a section hike along the AT, and we spread our packs, spread our sleeping mats right here in this grassy spot to take a lunch break. 2 years later, this dead tree fell down right across here, so always watch out for widowmakers when you stop in the woods. So, excuse my water bottle sticking on my pack. I'm just hiking with a day pack, and it's a little bit full because, you know, when you hike with kids, they like to stick their stuff in mom's pack, right? Sorry, I keep looking down, but I'm climbing down these steps. There is rocks and logs, and it's not a very smooth trail, so the steps are very far apart though, so that makes it easier. It's not quite as exhausting if you're going straight up the side of something, but we're still going up and down. But you see all the ferns along the trail and the foggy woods. It is gloriously beautiful out here, and the birds are singing, and you could just not ask for a more beautiful morning. It is very foggy and very humid, and so even though the air feels nice and cool, if you're hiking up the hill, you sweat pretty quick because the air is just so full of water. It's so humid. But other than that, it's a beautiful day to be out on the trail, so this is your encouragement to get out and see some of nature. The section of trail we are on right now is between I-70 and Annapolis Rocks, or if you look on the GPS, like on Apple Maps, it will tell you Black Rock Trailhead when you're looking for this hike. It is part of the Appalachian Trail, but it's a very popular section for day hikers because if you're from a big city like DC, you can just get on 70 and drive up here. It's not that far away. Hagerstown, even up into Pennsylvania and Western Maryland, you know, if you're anywhere close to Hagerstown or Route 70, you can just hop on the interstate and be here. And it's a beautiful hike. I believe it's about 1.5 miles to Annapolis Rocks from the Black Rock Trailhead, which the trailhead is right off of 70, but you get to it by getting on Route 40. So, yeah, it's very easy to get to. Route 40 is a nice road, and the trailhead parking lot is nice and paved, so you can get here in any kind of vehicle, and it's just beautiful. And then, as you will see, once we get to Annapolis Rocks, is a beautiful overlook. And if you hike on farther north a bit on the AT, you'll see there's another overlook too. It's called Black Rocks Overlook, and the view is on the same side of the mountain ridge, but it's still a little bit different. It's more open view. Annapolis Rocks kind of has the curve of the mountain on one side, so you can have your choice or do both overlooks. I don't know if you can see up ahead. My kids are hiking, but they're in the fog, so you can hardly see them. The fog just gives this trail such an enchanting feel to it. It's a little bit wet in some spots on the trail. We had a good rain last night, so far it hasn't been anything that will really get your feet wet, but there are some puddles. somebody left their toilet paper right here beside the trail.
That
Who?
is nasty.
Is using the bathroom this close to the trail? I mean, the trail is right here. So right here is the remnants of mountain laurel blossoms. It looks like the rain last night knocked all the petals on the ground, so a little too late to see the mountain laurels, other than a few blooms that didn't get knocked down last night. I think they bloomed early this year because everything else this year bloomed early.
This is a great spot to drop the pole.
The Green Tunnel, or today you could call it the Green and Foggy Tunnel. It is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see, my kids are on the trail up ahead and it's so foggy. They just look like ghostly figures.
Where's the American flag? On my head. No! I like parkour. I might do some parkour. 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 Oh man, parkour's over.
That was so intense. So
Yeah, like so.
like Wipeout.
We're going this way.
I just got one. He just squished him.
What did you squish?
An anemone.
We're going down a little too steeply for my comfort because that means we'll have to come back up again. We actually hiked along the top of the ridge for a little while. It was fairly level, but here we are off the AT on a Blue Blaze side trail to Annapolis Rocks Overlook. Here we have a caretaker set up. The mountain laurel were blooming. We could see them on either side of us, but right now you just see the dead blossoms. So that's kind of a bummer. Up here on this big pine tree you can see a blue blaze. A blue blaze is a side trail off of the AT, usually to a shelter or to an overlook or to a trailhead. So that's one way to know that it's not on the official AT. The official AT is always a white blaze, sometimes double white blaze. It's like back there is a trail to the campgrounds, or at least to a campsite. Up here is another trail. It says campsites up here. So there's another side trail. This would be a fun little hike to do with your kids and then camp overnight. And they wouldn't have far to go. Be an easy out and back hike. Despite the uphill coming in, it was not that bad. Over here's an outhouse. And hiking back out would be all downhill. And I'm serious, because there was only uphill coming in, so. So they got some fence up here to keep people from just camping anywhere. It does look like there's lots of open spaces where people probably did just camp anywhere they felt like it. Just a little bit of mountain laurel.
Looks like a very nice. What's it called again?
Beautiful view from Annapolis Rocks. found a ghost pipe. Isn't it pretty? Just one all by itself. Up here you can see parts of an old stone fence, remnants of it. It's kind of cool. It goes along the edge of the trail for a while. Probably a boundary for an old homestead on the other side of the woods. I wish you could smell through the screen right now because it smells so good. It smells like honeysuckle. And you can tell we're getting close to I-70 again. You can hear the traffic noise. But check out this tree. All the little knots on it. So cool. Preston got himself a butterfly on his hat. Check that out. Isn't that pretty? So pretty.
I got a butterfly on my hat.
That's so cool. It landed on your hat. And look, I see a deer back there behind us. Look at that.
Aw, that's cute.
There goes the deer. So we made it back to the trailhead. The kids are picking black raspberries beside the parking lot again. It's starting to get warm now. But yeah, it was a fun hike. The kids enjoyed it. Took us most of the morning because we took our good old time and stopped to take breaks and look at wildlife and look at the beauty along the trail. So it's a good little morning hike to do with your kids. I highly recommend it.